Yeah, wouldn't be horrible at all.
Hey, there's a Life Invader building down there. And that's where I used to sell lots of weed down there. They're very nice. Some of them are dicks, but some of them will buy weed and drugs off of you. If you're looking for a hit or two, you probably could go in there and meet one of those guys and they'll hook you up. They've got lots of extra money from stupid applications that they've written that nobody really uses anymore because it's mainly for old people now.
Are you seriously interested in being a tour guide?
That'd be great. Yeah, that was a good one. Like, you like that. You were totally into the Life Invader story.
Let's do an interview then. Hold on. We'll do an interview.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how you stack up against Jeffrey Connors.
Alright, I'm not really looking to compete. I want to provide my own unique experience, that's it, okay?
Yep, fair enough. Alright, so we'd be taking off hopefully from LSX up here.
Okay.
So once we fly over the airport, tour's begun.
In here, you have the La Puerta Freeway Bridge. This crosses over.
We haven't flown over
Island. Oh.
Yeah, because I mean, technically we'll be flying over the airport first.
Okay.
Alright, go for it.
Welcome to LSX, where dreams have been started and also crushed at the same time. People come into the city from here and expect their dreams to come true, when they soon realize that it really doesn't work out so well as they had hoped. They make friends, and they usually go back to the airport and leave to never be seen again, like my fiance. And now we're going to be flying over the Del Perro beach. This is a very nice area. If you're looking to score some weed, this is a great place. Lots of drug trafficking. We also have statues, aka mimes, who are very violent. You need to be careful. You'll see one in the middle of the square there in that circle. He's very nice. They got a little skate park for activities if you don't feel like doing water activities. But I mean, we have lots of things to do on the beach. Beautiful people come around from all over the world to show off their hot smoking bodies. You'll see them walking around the beach doing jogging exercise, and now we're at the Del Perro pier, where the Ferris wheel was actually just reinstated. The Ferris wheel was removed due to safety reasons, and then they just finally put it up, but it's still not in service. But it is one of the most recognizable icons that you've seen in Los Santos. Most shots from the horizon on the beach will feature that Ferris wheel. And the yacht, the famous yacht, where lots of parties have happened, bodies have gone missing, people have hooked up there quite a bit, lots of drugs have gone through that boat. It's a feature to many. Even features a giant jacuzzi, hot tub, and a helipad. It has 3 or 4 rooms in there, a very large engineering area, and a beautiful grand piano. Oh, and my favorite place, the cemetery, where I get to bury motherfuckers when they fuck with me too much. That's where Bruce is going if he doesn't give me this job. There's the Life Invader building once again. They got started way back in the 90s when Life Invader was started by Fuckerberg. He has now moved on to buying VR systems and failing miserably because old people are dying and no one's using their website anymore. And up ahead of us on the right, we have the Maze Bank building. That is a place, one of my favorite places in the city to kind of hop off, take a look at the city from the inside, and to see the life around you kind of exist. It's very beautiful at night, as well as in the morning or during the day. Just be careful for blimps and other helicopters, because they like to crash into that building because it's the tallest. And we will be now flying over Olympic Freeway. This crosses straight through the center of the city. It can get you from one side of the city to the other if you are worried. It leads right into Palomino Freeway, which heads up northbound into the county. And now we have the canal that runs through north through the eastern side of the city, dividing Mirror Park and the La Mesa district with Strawberry. It's filled with homeless people, floating bodies, piss and shit. I wouldn't recommend drinking that water. It's probably filled with lots of bacteria. And now we're approaching the Buccaneer Way docks. Lots of imports and exports come through this dock here. This is our main industrial import area. Where lots of trafficked people, drugs, old food, military rations kind of come in here too, as well as illegal weaponry. Passing over a couple oil pumps here. This is where they fuel the police helicopters, as well as their own units. They actually get their own oil for gasoline to save on the costs. I don't even know what I'm doing. And now we're headed northbound on your right.
So far?
Yeah, I know, I'm fucking good. See, I could keep going. Do you really want more? I just fucking wing it, dude. It doesn't really...
Nope, we're going.
And
Let's
ahead,
keep
we're going to be coming up on Mirror Park, one of the most beautiful residential areas on the eastern side of the city. A lot of people will be doing yoga in the middle of that island there to kind of relax and take in the view of the city on our left, which is quite immaculate. On the right there, at the very end of that cul-de-sac, you're going to see Mr. Thompson's house. That's where he starts his day. One may say that he wakes up and eats rocks for breakfast to get himself in the mood for his job. And now we're passing over the casino racetrack, which has just recently been paved. To allow for more street racing, since there aren't any fucking horses left. And we have the casino below us, which is used to launder money as to clean it, because a lot of illegal activities go on in the city, so they go to the casino to kind of swap out that cash for stuff that can't be tracked anymore. Vinewood, where I've sold lots of weed in my day. These guys are fucking crackheads. You don't even think... They may look trendy and proper and hip and all that, but don't let that fool you. These guys will smoke meth, crack, amphetamine, whatever the hell you want. If you put it in their hand, they'll smoke it right in front of you, man. These guys have lost the fucking urge to live, and they're looking for it in any way they can. And we are now coming up to the Vinewood Bowl Amphitheater, where lots of musical shows go up, but they can't really fill up more than the first 2 rows, so it seems like a little wasted space if you ask me, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a pretty nice, you know, we have some good musical talent. Up there's Rescue 1 right there, okay. Yep, they probably need rescuing themselves with the way they're driving that, flying that helicopter. Makes me nervous. And the Vinewood sign where many people have killed themselves. They climb up on top of these letters expecting a great view and then forget how to fucking climb down a helicopter. They usually end up killing themselves on either down the front of the mountainside, which kind of leads them into the amphitheater, which is always a treat when the concert's kind of shitty and you see a rolling dead body roll through the middle of the event. But it's you know, it's got charm in its own way. And here's a smaller version of the amphitheater on Baytree Canyon Road. This is the Sisyphus Theater. No one really uses that, it's kind of lame. And the Galileo Observatory on our left. One of my favorite spots to yell at my brother, actually, while he's fighting with my fiance. It makes me really happy to look at it because all I think about is arguing between the people I love the most. But furthermore, I mean, look at the view, right? That's where they analyze stars and watch rocket ships drop off Tesla Roadsters into the space. And the Parsons Rehabilitation Clinic, where one of my best friends, Avery, who was engaged to my brother, who's now not engaged to my brother anymore, is working here, running the place, making sure mental health is a first priority in our city. Works with Ms. Zoe Laris and Jay Parker. Fantastic therapists. And now we're coming up on the Court Center, where lots of shopping can be done, and there's a nice little hedge maze in the back there where people get lost and never to be found again. One may say Jack Nicholson is actually roaming through that hedge maze right now. And we'll be continuing northbound down Great Ocean Highway with a great view of the sunset. How about that? Lots of shopping, residential areas, $600,000 to $800,000 homes. Quite expensive. One says if the wind shifts, you get a good whiff of all the fucking fishermen on the pier here who just really stink up the fucking place. Nobody really likes them, they just like to stay down there. They don't really leave the area, but they do reek a fucking smell out of everywhere. Even their vajayjays.
Are you, DMX?
Bong Drew, thank you, man. Lots of people will find themselves dying on Great Ocean Highway with the way the locals drive. You gotta be super careful, otherwise, you know, they can come head on with you and take a big old fucking straight on shot at your front fender there, and you're dead. I would highly recommend not staying on Great Ocean Highway, because unless you're suicidal, of course, that's always nice. We're gonna be flying over the vineyard here on your right. This is where all the wine comes from. It's when people really want to look fucking proper at a party, so they drink wine instead of just being a fucking bro and drinking beer. They gotta try to impress people.
What's that to the right?
What's that to the right? What am I looking at?
Or to the left, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's gonna be Zancudo base. Military base. You gotta be careful flying around that. They might actually shoot us down right now, you never know. You'll see a good jet formation flying down Zancudo River. Once in a while, you see them flying off towards the sun there. In formation, it's quite a sight to see if you ever do catch it. Come on, Bruce, are you really gonna keep testing me? I know everything around here.
Oh, we're gonna keep testing.
Tell me if I've missed anything. Have I missed any landmarks?
None that we have really targeted, no.
Come on, dude, I fucking caught everything on the way. We got the Sandy Shores Airfield right here. Bolingbroke Penitentiary, which I spent lots of time in with all my friends. You'll find the scummiest of the scum in there. Most of the time, nobody sits in there because nobody fucking does crime anymore around here. I hear there's been a big cutback on jobs at the Bolingbroke Penitentiary because there's really no inmates to really fund their work anymore. And in front of us is the Alamo Sea. Even though it's just a big lake, it is definitely not a sea. It could be even considered a pond, but for some reason those government officials in Sandy, like the mayor and stuff, decided to call it a sea because the most amount of water they see is in their fucking toilet for the most part. They don't really leave the area much, so they think that over here has, like, you know, I don't know, America or some shit. They don't even realize that it's just a fucking short walk around the lake. And we're gonna be flying over Grapeseed right here. There's lots of farmland. And I'm you guys catching a good whiff of what's coming up here. I'm smelling something good rising up into the sky. We've got Grandma's house, where everyone gets lit up and super high. They're probably looking down on us right now, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's my favorite place in the world right there. This is Chumash, I always forget this. Chiliad. And up ahead is Mount Chiliad. This is the largest mountain in all of Blaine County. This is where Bruce likes to go and smoke some weed when he's off duty, you know, to clear his head. And mope upon his misery.
What misery?
But you know what? Sometimes he likes to bring someone up here because you know what they say, right? Misery loves company. It has quite a view. It's probably the best view in the entire county coming up here. I will give them that credit. They used to have a lift that goes all the way up there, but it's since been shut down. And would make things a lot easier instead of trying to walk up there getting slaughtered by murder kitties and serial killers. And right here we're gonna have Toledo, where I once had residency. Actually, there's one Procopio Drive in the very back there, if you see on the very far northwest side of the city. I owned a house there, and the bank took it away from me and just threw out the deed, so it's open to be sold again. Great, all that work into the shitter. But Toledo is one of the nicer coastal cities or towns you're gonna find. Has a nice view of the north side. You can see sunrises and sunsets from one side of the area, one side of the city and the other. There's also a nice broken down pier there that I set on fire once. It was pretty epic. This is where the train tracks kind of roll, and then there's a tunnel that goes all the way through the mountain. I think I'm wrong on that. That's the dirt track. Never mind. Yep, and we're going to be looking at Cassidy Trail and Raton Canyon that we just flew through there. That was it's a very beautiful, I don't know what they call the river, Cassidy Creek, that's right. Yeah, Cassidy Creek leads into the Alamo Sea here. South more, you're going to have the Zancudo River. That's the other one where the jets will be flying very frequently. Those are the two rivers that actually do flow into the Alamo Sea. And there are no others that do lead into it, but it would be nice if there was maybe a canal that ran to the eastern side so transport could be used. It would bring the value of Sandy Shores up if they did have an industrial import, but they're too stupid to realize just cutting a small little fucking canal across to the eastern side would actually make them money. And right now we're going to be flying over the wind farm. This is going to be the Ron Alternates wind farm, where they farm lots of energy and don't spend it on anything besides lighting the internal space in the middle there. I think they're saving up to possibly overload their batteries next to the prison so there can be a good old jailbreak, you know what I mean? Palmer Taylor Power Station is going to be on your left. That's actually where they do feed some of the power. Doesn't always make sense seeing as they're burning coal and using wind power to try to make it look like they're fucking being trendy. I don't even know what I'm doing. And in front of it, we'll be flying over Tatavian Mountains, where they're actually in the center of Tatavian Mountains, and interesting enough is where they keep the water reserve. This is the water you drink out of Los Santos. You'll frequently see bums, you know, showering and shitting in this water, so I hope you have a filter on that fridge, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's very sludgy and smelly, and it leads over to the dam here, which keeps the water from spilling into the city. If one wanted to make a terroristic attack and blow that out, they could probably take out of Almere Park up here. It'd be very sad because it's the nicest area in the city, in my opinion. All right, Bruce, I hit everything. You did a lap around everything.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna head back to the airport to, you know, complete the lap.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Any possible, you know, comments or questions about the tour? Anything in specific? I know everything about everything, so you just let me know.
Wait, I see something you missed.
What, the maze arena? You didn't fly by it earlier.
We did.
Not really. I mean, I was talking about the bridge. You kind of didn't give me time to look at it. I know the maze bank arena. This is where a lot of people will see sporting events, basketball, ice hockey, concerts. There's Fame or Shame down in the basement where they do the filming of Fame or Shame, where most people really embarrass themselves and probably should have never sang in the first place, you know what I mean? Because, like, but they'll cheer them on anyway. Good job, right, buddy?
Well, that was interesting, Shaggy.
Yeah. Totally different vibe, right?
Definitely a different ride. Definitely a different one. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's good. See, we're unique. We don't have to compete.
Well, if you're definitely interested in the job, you know, willing to work and get clientele and whatnot, we might be able to do something.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
90,
like that.
95%.
What, 90?
Yeah, 90, I mean, you know, we still got to go, you know, I got to get your background and all that through PD, blah, blah, blah.
Wait, what does that mean? I can't get arrested?
No, I mean, you can. I just, you know, need to know if there's anything major. Like, seriously major.
No, I'm not going to shoot at cops or people or anything. Come on, man. You know I'm just going to go in for, like, carjacking and weed stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't be surprised, but, you know, it's just